My sister sent it at 7:14 p.m. My cousin added her poison 2 minutes later. Enjoy eating alone, loser. I remember staring at those messages while the waiter refilled my water, pretending not to notice how long I'd been sitting alone. The restaurant lights shimmered on the silverware, and the hum of distant conversations felt like a cruel soundtrack to their mockery. What they didn't know was simple. I wasn't the one sitting alone. Not anymore. People think betrayal comes from enemies. It doesn't. It comes from the people who learned your softness by heart. I was 19 when I started helping my family financially. A scholarship covered my tuition. Part-time jobs covered the rest. They covered nothing. So I covered them. Rent for my sister, credit card bills for my cousin, emergency transfers for relatives who suddenly remembered their love for me when the electric bill was due. They always said, "You're the responsible one. You're the smart one. You're the successful one." I thought it was gratitude. Turns out it was dependency disguised as praise. Everything shifted the year before graduation. Their gratitude became expectation. Expectation became entitlement. Entitlement became contempt. The irony? I didn't catch it until they stopped pretending. My sister started calling me ATM boy. A joke, she said. My cousin liked reminding me, "You owe us for raising you." Funny. I don't remember them raising me. I remember them draining me. The real confirmation came the day I overheard them on a call, not realizing I'd walked into the room. "She thinks he'll pay for her trip too?" my cousin laughed. "He always pays," my sister replied. "He's too scared to say no." I froze, not because of the words, but because of the tone. Casual, confident, cruel. That was the moment my heart stopped aching and started calculating. Anger would have been too easy. I wanted precision. So I smiled. I nodded. I kept funding them, quietly, methodically, while preparing the drop. Every dollar I sent went through accounts I controlled. Every bill I paid was under my name. Every trip they took was swiped on cards tied to my financial ecosystem. I wasn't supporting them. I was building their dependence like a tower of glass. All I had to do was wait for the perfect moment to walk away and watch it shatter. Graduation night handed me the opportunity on a silver platter. When their Tokyo texts arrived, something in me clicked. A cold, perfect alignment. They thought they were humiliating me. They had no idea I'd been quietly preparing their collapse. I opened the finance dashboard. A single page held their entire safety net. My sister's rent auto payment? Disabled. My cousin's credit card authorization? Removed. Their shared travel card? Frozen. Utilities? Switched back to their names. Savings contributions? Withdrawn. And then the silent kill switch. I transferred every remaining dollar. The money I earned, I saved, I built, back into my primary account. For the first time in years, their lives belonged solely to them. I put my phone down, inhaled, and took a calm sip of water. The taste of freedom is subtle, almost sweet. They called the next morning. 21 missed calls by noon. By evening, they weren't mocking. They were panicking. "Why is my rent unpaid? Why is my card declined? What did you do?" I kept my voice level, quiet, controlled. I stopped paying for people who don't think I matter. Silence. Then the stuttering realization. It was almost musical. My cousin tried to scream. My sister tried to guilt trip. But you can't guilt someone who's finally emptied of guilt. And they knew. Without money, without my support, without the stability I'd been patching for years, their world wasn't just shaking, it was caving in. The real revenge wasn't the financial collapse. It was watching the truth finally force its way into their voices. They needed me. They just never respected me. And now they had neither. I hung up with a calm I hadn't felt in years. But the best revenge is quiet. A single decision. A silent withdrawal, a life returned to its rightful owner. And as for that graduation dinner, I wasn't eating alone. I was celebrating freedom.